Hello everyone, BB's here. Well, I was going through my backlog and I decided to build the evolution of STEM. I don't know a whole lot about all this scientific stuff, but let me tell you, it's going to be fun to learn it. Let's build it. Now, first of all, I am no teacher, but I just want to show you guys about the model, about the set, but I just don't want to steer you guys wrong with misinformation. So I did some research on parts of it just so that I can talk about it in a semi-intelligent way instead of just saying this is this and this is this and I don't know what that does and I don't know what that does. No. I always research all my builds for you guys so that I have a little bit of insight to share with you. So let's look at this build. I'm not going to get too much into it. Like I said, I'm not a teacher, but I do want to show you how neat it really is. What a beautiful set. Let me tell you, first, right off the bat, this book is inspired by the creator's childhood encyclopedias, and I love it. I love that the information is just bursting out of the book. Beautiful. So, in case you don't know what it stands for, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. This is a remarkable looking set. So much to see. We'll start with Marie Curie, or Madame Curie. She is considered the mother of modern physics, and she discovered radium, all kinds of radioactive materials. She is the only woman, the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize and the first human to have won that Nobel Prize twice in two different categories. So this is one smart lady. Here's a fact about her. All of her belongings, clothing, notes, furniture, everything that she had was so deeply contaminated by radiation that it had to be sealed in lead boxes, and even her coffin was lined with lead because she was very badly contaminated with radiation. So she really loved what she did, though, and she was a remarkable person. By the way, this little radium brick here glows in the dark. So that's really cool. Behind her is a chalkboard with different equations, different numbers, different findings. Very, very interesting. Here's a little computer with a mouse. Over here we've got a microscope with some petri dishes, and there's a little prism next to that, an inkwell, some books. Look at this robotic arm, bringing future with past. I think that's so cool. Let's go to our next minifig. Our next minifigure is Sir Isaac Newton, who was watching an apple fall from a tree one day, and there began his studies on gravitation. He also studied color schemes and prisms and movement and light, and boy was he an important person as well in the science industry. A little hidden gem here. It's not so much a Easter egg, but it is a little hidden gem. Move this over and you can see all the colors of the rainbow, the spectrum. Really, really cool. Looks really pretty. And over here we have the world famous chemist, George Washington Carver. His field was soil chemistry, and he learned and taught how to rotate the soil from different crops to do different things. After so much cotton being planted on the same land, that soil didn't do as much, it didn't produce as much anymore. So he invented so many different techniques and different vehicles that would fix this problem and bring higher yielding crops And he introduced sweet potatoes and peanuts and all these things to kind of enrich the soil to bring bigger, better crops in the future. And he also invented vinegar. He invented flour out of these sweet potatoes and different things from peanuts. He invented things, even non-edible things like writing ink and stains and dyes. This guy really was a pioneer of all these things. So there's his little garden behind him that he's tending to. Really cool. Behind him, we have a micro-scale cityscape, and you can see New York is represented here. Basically, we got the Chrysler Building and the Flatiron Building and a little tiny Statue of Liberty. We have a red London bus and just different technologies, billboards, all kinds of neat stuff. An airplane. I think that's so cool the way this airplane is just kind of in flight. I think that's awesome. In 1836, Samuel Morse invented the Morse code, which that allowed us to communicate with sound, with beeps, long beeps and short beeps, and also through writing with dots and dashes so that we could communicate in a different way through long distance. So if you open this up, there's a little bit of Morse code in there. And I won't tell you what it says, but you'll appreciate when you build it to know what that says. It says something that we all know. So that's kind of cool. That's Morse code, little secret there. One of my favorite parts is this little early 1900s auto. I think that is so cool, representing other technologies and engineerings. I love its little spoked wheels, and I just think the colors and it's just so vibrant, really neat. Here it is up close. Just a really cool little auto. So well made. I just love this thing. Here is a model of the carbon atom and all its neutrons and electrons. They're all represented here. Of course, the most eye-catching to me thing is this DNA strand, which I think is really lovely. And also we've got the Voyager probe and space shuttle, and even the bee, which is so important to our ecosystem. Just everything fits so well. And there's even a little thing on the back where you can turn the DNA strand, and it just gives this set just a little movement, which just makes it all the more fun. I think it's really neat, very cool. So there you have it, the evolution of STEM. I think this is a really neat set. I think it, like I said, it's very educational. I think it works well in a school room. It works well on a shelf with all your other Lego builds. I found it pretty fascinating, and it was just a joy to build. Hope I did it justice. Hope you might have learned something from that. I know I did. See you on the next one. Bye.